like a typewriter.
Okay.
Julian is a level 6.
Mordred will go and fetch Hastus.
Okay.
Yep. Hastus is... Probably reading his book of prayers.
Hastus, I need you. At the well.
Yes.
Quickly.
Okay. Hastus sets his book aside, grabs his sword.
And he will take Hastus to the well where the imp was.
Okay. Massimo the brewer is sitting with his back against the well. Kind of his legs parted quite widely. What looks to be a large earthenware bottle that's fallen out of his grasp and looks like it's discarded some of its contents onto the ground. Behind the bottle, though, closer to him, there's another pool of liquid that has a red tinge to it.
Oh, hell no. Hastus looks to Mordred.
I left my imp here as surveillance. Yeah. Came to me as soon as he saw the body. He did not see the killer.
Hastus clenches his fist. An invisible assassin.
Let me check something actually. Yeah. So when the imp was there, did he detect any magic? Since he has a constant detect magic up.
No.
Okay. There was no magic involved. So something else was his killer, I believe.
Hastus gets the usual leather gloves out of his healer's kit, and he tries to figure out cause of death.
Okay.
I suppose you could just take 20 for a 33.
Yeah, okay.
Because whoever they're dealing with, Hastus doesn't want to take... Hastus really doesn't want to leave it to chance if he can help it.
Okay. Okay. So the first thing to say is there's no sign of a weapon. You can see the entry wound, which is in his side, where his kidney would be. But there's no sign of an actual blade, arrow, etc. that's clearly made what was a puncture wound.
So, does it look like something... Oh yeah, so something from the outside went in, not the other way around.
Yeah, something from the outside went in, but once it went in, it seemed to burn him from the inside.
Oh. Hastus mentions this to Mordred.
There's some sort of knowledge check I can make? Arcana, alchemy?
I've got alchemy, certainly.
Yeah, I have some skill in alchemy.
Or arcana.
Arcana is better. definitely.
Alchemy is more useful. But...
Yeah.
Okay,
24.
fine. It's acid.
Okay, yeah. You explained that it was some sort of acid.
Well, yes. But I'm wondering what might have done it. Perhaps some sort of spell? But your
There
imp
was
said
no
he
magic
said
detected.
it's not no magic. Yes. How unusual.
I believe we have a skilled assassin who could have, if they were skilled enough, they might have evaded my my creature's detection, which would imply some serious professional work.
Astus nods. This looks very precise. You said it was acid. Acid usually isn't so... Astus sort of sizes up the wound. Does it look messy, like it went other places?
It's definitely kind of so from the impact point, it's clearly then kind of burned outwards from that puncture point that's gone in. So effectively, what's happened is it's punched him in the side, and then the acid has gone and basically eaten through his liver and probably damaged his other internal organs. The shock alone would have killed him.
Wow.
Quite nasty.
Astus says, I'm thinking of some sort of dart that consumes itself in order to damage the internal organs.
I'll try an alchemy check. Yeah. See if I can more specify it. No, I'm not aware of... acid isn't my specialty.
Astus says, we may have to enlist the help of Talon.
Agreed. As well, perhaps we should guard our
Yes.
replacement brewer a little better.
Astus says, could you go fetch him? I'm going to make sure no one tampers with the cadaver here.
Sure, where is he?
Should be with Lucio.
Okay, I will go fetch him then.
My instincts about sabotage were right. Damn it all.
So Mordred will go to Lucio's tent and he'll ask to see our quote-unquote replacement brewer, I would say.
So you're going to see Tolan? Was that?
Yeah.
Well, there was what I said he went to, try and do his own brewing. Yeah, we'll go see Tom and fetch him.
Okay. You find him already awake.
All right. I will
He's
direct him to come to
he's clearly he's got you can hear the snores of the two companions in his tent, but he's clearly he's got a fairly powerful bullseye lantern that he's got hanging up, shining down on his area, and he's got a lot of kit here actually. It's almost like this guy's clear, lot of slightly bizarre-looking equipment. They're definitely kind of tools of the alchemist trade.
Mhm. I will say there's been a bit of an accident with the brewer. We may have need of your skills.
Accident in terms of healing?
In terms of intentional accidents, if you know what I mean.
Oh. Well...
There was an acid introduced in his blood.
Oh. How can I help?
Hoping perhaps we were hoping you could perhaps investigate the wound, identify this acid.
I could have a look at it, although once it's entered the body and mixed with the internal juices, yes, I'm not sure how far I will get. And poison's much better because it retains its state when added to the body. Something like acid will eventually be absorbed once by the body once its damage is done. So I will of course have a look, but I'm not sure.
The attempt is all that we need.
Indeed.
And I will take him back to the well.
Astus is there.
Hastus?
Tell him.
He bought his rather nice and fancy looking lantern with him.
Yep.
She's now shining on the body and looking at the wound.
Hastus explains what he's managed to discern. Some kind of
There was
puncture.
no sign of a weapon?
Hastus shakes his head. It seemed to suggest that perhaps the weapon consumed itself as part of use.
I see.
That's very peculiar.
Hmm. I have had described to me a certain device that alchemists can use. That it's the only thing I know that could have done this outside of magic, of course.
Magic has been ruled out, so that device of yours is likely the suspect.
How so? Has it been ruled out?
The ward that I left to guard this well has a innate ability to sense magic, and there was none that it sensed.
I don't pretend to know much about the arcane, but is it not the case that these things are not always so certain.
He thinks it over. When it comes to these type of wards, they usually are certain if there is some sort of magic at work. Maybe not specifically what kind, but magic of any sort. It might possibly sense that there is some sort of magical presence there.
But again, and I suspect you know this far more than me, but aren't there also types of magic to hide the presence of magic?
There are, although they would need to suspect that there was magic at work in order to... they would have to know ahead of time that one would look for such a thing.
Well,
Or be prepared.
my friend, my good friend Quarrick has spent the last couple of days writing from one arcane book into another, so I guess it would be reasonable that whoever did this might at least suspect there's at least one arcane user present here. But I speculate, I don't know these things.
It is possible. I'd rather investigate the device first, but will not rule that out.
Well, as I said, the only other thing I can think of is a device that someone, person who trained me in the art, said they was used on occasion in the north of Iobaria. It's like a complex dart that consumes itself. It's often used to carry poison.
I could attempt a spellcraft check to see if, like, I can think of any spells that would involve, like, just introducing this sort of acid to the body that would burn its way from the inside out. Off the top of my head, I can't think of one. 26 on a spellcraft. I suppose there's an acidic arrow spell.
I'll do it. It's not uncommon. Well, I say it's not uncommon. You don't have it, but you know of it.
Yeah. It would continue. Over a period of time, it would introduce the acid to the system. Again, it's rather interesting that they, if it was an arrow spell, that they hid the magic, therefore are aware of something that is able to sense the arcane.
But they need to hide it if it's something that is a spell that is cast. I guess the only question would be why your servant didn't at least see it hit the brewer, but it would not have been present at the time. Could someone make this arrow invisible?
That would require a very specific modification to the spell that I'm not even sure I've known many mages capable of.
Well, it's whoever has done this is certainly dangerous.
Indeed. If this was magic and not device-based, then they are a powerful mage. Perhaps more powerful than me, somewhat.
Well, or perhaps quite specialist.
perhaps.
I am only passing alchemist, but I understand from the man who taught me that the way to achieve things in alchemy is to specialize, and through this method you can achieve great things. So, but it will not help the brewer at this point. I'm guessing Hastus, this is going to cause some disquiet amongst the settlement when they find out in the morning. You might want to tell people that he died of the smoke.
That may be for the best.
I think telling them that he was murdered by a mysterious assailant in the darkness is probably not going to improve the spirits, particularly as there will be no spirits to drink either.
Yes, and especially because they have so many outside threats to consider already.
With Ricky's help, I might be able to make something. It won't be probably as good as obviously what this poor man could make, but I might be able to make something. But I'm going to need a container of some sort to make it of any volume. Most of the things I make are sort of small and fairly complex. What we're talking about is making something that's not particularly complex but large volume.
I was going to put a more thorough security system around this well in the morning. I can try and work on one to help protect our friend here. I will need access to some reagents, however. I can make a list. Since we have some people going into town, I can pay for them myself.
You have people going from here? Or back to Restov?
Asta shakes his head. Once the wagon comes back, well, drat. Now that the brewer is dead, I suppose we may still find some use for the brewery equipment. Asta just stares at the dead body for a second.
Certainly, if you were able to provide the right equipment, then I'm sure Ricky and I could make something drinkable that would at least satisfy the people here.
Yes, once the wagon returns with the rye, and we've got it stored away in the granary, we'll send it back out to this. What is it? Nevacta's Crossing. This Nevacta's Crossing place.
Yes, we travelled. We travelled through there on our way here. Well, in fact, Quarrick and I spent the night at the inn there with Master Lucio. The innkeeper was friendly enough, but the place itself is a little backward, I thought. It's not very large, so I don't know what there'll be to purchase there.
Well, Hastus looks to Mordred. I think you may have to look into some way to detect this assassin of ours.
I have a few ways I could possibly do so. However, if he's hiding specifically from magic, then mere detecting of magic is not going to suffice.
Uh,
As I said, I could make a protection that could reveal an invisible assailant, but I require reagents to do so.
do they have to be purchased from civilization, or do you think you could find what you need out here?
Maybe. It just requires some special inks.
Ah. Damn, where's Bakken when you need him? Has to size.
A thought crosses the back of your mind, probably having a sex party with Clay.
I don't think so.
Anyways, Ego, am I done going around checking everybody out?
You believe you've done what you set out to do?
Okay. Well, since I didn't find anything, I'm gonna go to Hastus. And Bill Six and Ricky go up. We've been looking for suspicious people, anybody that's been looking nervous about. Ricky recognized the fire immediately as being alchemical, and did not think that that was something that could happen on accident. We've been looking for any sort of people that we think that might have been the cause of this, and we have found nothing.
Hastus,
There is a decent amount of fear from the people, because there is a massive fire in the middle, but nothing out of the ordinary for the situation. Despite the fact that this is most likely not an accident based off what he's told me, I think that we might be best off telling the people that this was simply an accident, as to not cause any more fear from them.
yes, such has been suggested to me. For the moment, I think that is wise.
Do you have any clue what might have done this?
We believe it was either an alchemical device or a specialized magical spell. Something capable of avoiding detection, visual as well as magical, and which removes itself after its job is done.
A standard invisibility spell would normally hide such things. Well, it would not, because it would reveal you, but a more powerful version of the invisibility spell perhaps could hide it. But again, that would mean they are more powerful than I.
We aren't really that trained in magic whatsoever, so there's nothing we can really help you with there.
Agreed. I
We're
would
going
need still
to,
the special links.
unless there's anything in particular you want me to look for, I'm gonna keep looking for any signs of activity. Where's the brewer at? It might be wise for me to talk to him and see what all this is about.
The brewer.
The brewer's been killed.
Funny story.
Did he die in the explosion?
No,
No, he was
murdered.
assassinated.
So I just had to recap that because they weren't there.
He was assassinated by some sort of magic spell. Perhaps. Or an alchemical device.
Uh-huh.
But we're leaning more towards...
That would add up with the alchemical nature of the fire.
Yes, so we might be looking for somebody with specialty in alchemy. which, if they have anything to do with poisons, I hope not. Any clue why the brew him was targeted rather than anyone else?
Probably because he's providing a necessary resource to this settlement.
Yes, but a more likely target would have been Hastus, if that was the case.
Maybe they don't think they can hack it. The brewer... Well, for one, he doesn't wear his armor to bed. He doesn't even have any armor. Second, he had less security on him than I do. Fear does a fairly good job.
Also, if they were intending on killing him, why would they go with the explosion rather than slitting his neck?
To make it look like an accident, of course.
And once that failed, they probably switched to, well,
More direct means,
yes.
at the risk of revealing their presence more obviously.
We'll keep looking out. Styx should finish with the granary pretty early in the morning, and then we planned on heading out to get clay, but with the current situation, is that still a wise idea?
Come again?
Styx is going to be done with the granary decently early in the morning, and then after that we are going to head out to collect clay from the river.
Mhm.
But with the current situation, would that still be a wise idea? Or should we stay around here?
I think we may need the pots for the rye.
Alright.
We're gonna need pots eventually. Although, considering the current threat, I'm not sure.
We will need help. We're not the strongest too. Is there anyone that you could spare to come help us? Styx can... Well, I just talked about myself in third person. I can... make the clay into pots and things. It's just collecting it. I've never done that.
Has to size.
Also, I am a bit nervous with the fact that this just happened. Us going out alone. We can typically handle ourselves, it's just...
Estes looks thoughtful. I think we should let the clay sit in the back burner for a while now.
Okay. Well, then there's the issue of drink. Getting them to have simply purified water is hard. And are the barrels still okay?
They went with the fire.
Well, that just causes the issue of how are we going to store any sort of water for the people?
Well, they have receptacles, and the well is untainted. Thus far.
Yes, but sometimes it would be with the closeness of the area and all the current conditions going on with the not regular supply of food, having a better water supply might also help. Having a pure water supply might also help with, well, any sort of disease.
Are you still
that might
trying to
pop up.
sell the? You still trying to sell the pots idea?
No, it's more of a concern of what we're going to do now.
Right.
Disease
The
in
next
this
thing should
condition
be-
is something I'm highly concerned about.
What
Yes,
ingredients
as
are
well
in
we
the
should be.
fresh?
Nowhere, probably. Nowhere nearby.
I'm going to keep a lookout for anything strange. Any unusual activity.
Mhm.
I'll look
Yeah,
around for a
Hessa
few more
says-
hours before going back to bed.
In my past experience, I think that splitting our forces too much is likely to lead to disaster.
Well, the great news will be done soon. I'll continue looking around. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like me to do. I am decent at making buildings. If anything else comes after this that you would like me to create. But with the lack of wood, what do you plan on making buildings out of?
Well, I don't plan on making any more buildings until I have something to make them out of. Which could be stone. That's certainly less troublesome politically than wood. Alternatively, we could look for brown wood inside the forest. Trees that have already fallen that we don't have to chop up.
Well, I'm going to continue looking around and be safe. Watch out for any signs of this happening again.
So, assuming no one's gonna do anything else.
Could I roll a perception to look out for any suspicious activity again?
You may.
And I'm going to roll another stealth to try to not be seen.
Okay, please do.
Oh.
Okay. Fine. Okay. I will IM you if there's anything of significance.
Okay.
Okay. A new day dawns. Alara, what do you do? So I'm quite conscious that you are out and about.
I suppose. What did the other packs turn out like?
So you did the one where the settlement's in, and then where were you going from there?
The southwest one.
Right, okay. I will IM you with the answer if that's okay.
Cool. Well, the plan is the northwest one.
So you're going southwest first and then northwest, yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
I think the plan at this stage is to travel back if it's reasonable in the evenings. At least for this first ring.
Okay.
Can I use my linguistics check to try to decipher the typing?
Sorry, you don't have that language.
Damn it.
Right. So, okay. So, next day,